Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we want to talk about two things. First off, which you can see already in the thumbnail, is going to be we have a new fifth member on the Tribe Gaming roster. I will talk about that in a bit. And then the second thing is we have the next qualifier or ESL qualifier that just started today at 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning, at least for us Europeans. So that was freaking early, so I will show you guys how those ended. But before we're jumping into those attacks, let's talk about our new member, which is going to be Maxi. He's going to come back from his retirement, and he will replace Hex on our roster. Sadly, Hex wasn't really he was kind of in a slum in the last couple remaining weeks. So we had a talk all together, and since he had not really that much time to try to come back or work out of the slum, we had to decide, okay, what is the best thing? And well, Maxi was free, so that was a nice option for us at that point. So thank you once again, Hex, for all of what you did for the team. And well, welcome Maxi, and let's hope that we can qualify this month. And how exactly is this working, or how exactly what can you guys expect? The ESL qualifiers right now are always split, which means the first weekend is getting played up to the point where only 64 teams are left. And then the next weekend after, which means the next weekend for you guys, it's going to be every single match is getting streamed, and then up until there are only 4 teams left, and those 4 teams take a spot in the actual qualifier. This is how it works. So let's take a look at our matches in the morning, which we just had. And I won't talk around too much if we got it or if we missed it. I will just show you guys the results, and then we talk about the attacks a little bit. The first one wasn't the best. I think we were all still tired, I guess. 11 stars, 84% on average. The second one was already way better, and only one dude missed out on the perfect war. Shame on him. But let's take a look first at the first war, and yeah. I mean, our opponents didn't attack even 5 times. I don't know if I don't even know what exactly is the time zone they're from, so not sure. But yeah, they didn't attack 5 times, which was a shame. And yeah, we won with 11 stars. Only one guy tripled, and that was me. And let's take a look really quick at this base, because this is actually a base which is super old. I think this was January Legend League season kinda. So it's really old. Back then when anti 3-star Legend League was meta, because everyone was still in Newtown 13 and everything. So this was the time when this base shined. So it's hella old. And so I already attacked this base many times, so I kinda knew what to expect and how to approach the base. And you guys can see this base even has the holes at the top side because of the army camps, the resize and everything. So this base is really old. This base is really, really old. So I knew how to loot the CC and everything. I knew they were going to be Tesla. Normally those Tesla are kind of over here instead of at this corner. So I wasn't really surprised too much, to be honest. I placed a couple of Hawk Riders to get rid of this air defense because I wanted to have my funnel for the queen. And from this point on, it's kind of classic. I don't know if it's Itsu style. Let's call it the Itsu style. Walk in front of the town hall, then to the flank, wall break in over there, and then hybrid into the town hall. That's kind of what I'm most of the time doing. Then maybe you guys were wondering, why exactly is he sending 2 super wall breakers and they're even dying over here? The idea behind that was that if my queen is skipping this building completely or getting rid of this building too early, I wasn't sure how my wall breakers would go. If I placed them over here and this wall is getting targeted and open up, I was kind of afraid of the next set of wall break is going to this wall. So that's why I placed them in double. But I think still I should have waited a little bit longer until this scatter shot is on my queen. But yeah, that's, I mean, wasn't too bad, to be honest. But that was something which I would just blame it on the sleep. It was not 4 a.m. anymore, but still kind of early. So I would just blame it on that, but that was a stupid mistake, to be honest. Either way, on this one, it didn't really matter too much because, like I said, the base was so well known and so old, which means those classic entries weren't really defended. So yeah, I was even able to kind of swag the Royal Gem ability and the freeze. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. And yeah, so let's speed through the rest of the attack and let's enjoy some other nice attacks. Because in the next war we have, like you guys saw already, we had actually 14 stars. And the one stupid dude which which completely destroyed the perfect war was oops, me. And if you guys are wondering, yes, there was a time fail. And if you guys are wondering what the heck, 83% time fail, yes, but I won't show the attack just because I feel like that would be not fair for our opponent team. We are allowed to show all of the triples which happened against the teams which are out, which means, for example, they're not allowed to show the triple on us. But that's how the ESL rulebook is like that's how ESL is doing their thing there. So I won't show this base because, like I said, it's not triple. But I had all of my 4 heroes alive. I still had plenty of, like I was doing hybrid again. I still had plenty of miners. But yeah, time. That was unfortunate. Not a single defense left anymore, but tons of outside buildings. That's unfortunate. But I mean, it happens sometimes. So I'm glad that I just destroyed the perfect war, not like the win. That would be unfortunate. So let's take a look at the attacks of the other guys, because they did really good. Especially this attack from Nick on this base might be the highlight for me of this match, because this plan was actually pretty sick. So he already predicted the Tesla farm or like he knew that the Tesla farm might be over there. That was the reason why he brought 2 bowlers instead of only 1. And this is why he brought the Royal Champion over here to take that Tesla farm out. The next step is going to be that his queen is getting placed over here, and that queen is basically just to take out this wizard tower, because that will be important for the later part. The next thing what this queen is going to do is she will take out kind of something like this, and taking out a corner like this is always nice because it creates pathing, especially when you're doing dragons after that. So as soon as you took out this corner, I will mark it one more time. As soon as he took out something like this as a corner, and then he would take out the top side with his king, he would send in his dragons kind of in between, and you can see those scatter shots, like we talked yesterday about that, will be tanked on his dragons, and this means for the back end bats. Easy snack. But now let's enjoy the entire attack. Nick is dropping his dragons and his loons, always the classic move, loons in front of dragons for soaking up traps and black mines and whatever. Now the king meanwhile is clearing out the trash, and now the blimp is coming in, which is really nice because in this blimp there's actually a super goblin, or like there are super goblins in there. The only bad thing is we kind of expected on this base, or like we kind of ran the risk of having like something else in the clan castle, like the defender, but he actually had an ice golem and a lava hound, so like double ground, which was kind of unfortunate. But still, he took the risk and decided, okay, let's use the super goblins either like no matter what. And the CC is actually coming over to the king, which is totally fine as well, because the main group of dragons is still going through the core. Meanwhile, the bats are flying across the back end, and like I said, there's only 1 wizard tower left, which has even a chance to stand up against all of those bats. And yeah, this is how Nick completely wrecked this base. Really nicely done. And yeah, he's just the drag bat god. That's how it is. So Nick's dragons are clearing the last remaining lava pups. Now a couple more dragons are coming in from the bottom. The bats are tanking for the dragons, and this is going to be a nice triple. So nicely done by Nick. Let's get into the next attack. Let's take a look at the next base, and this one is actually from EveJack. This is going to be a one walk Yeti Bobat. We will speed through the top, like to the beginning, because well, that's just like the one walk funneling everything, which is kind of boring. And as soon as we got through that, we will talk about the plan. So he will try to go for this wizard tower. What this does is he will take out those 2 buildings, and those 2 buildings are key, because the next thing which is going to happen, he will wall break in over here, and then he has a nice pathing into this long alley. Because he took out the right side over here already, this means nothing will get distracted and go to the top side. So everything is kind of sticking to the straight path which he created for his Yetis and bowlers. So everything is just following over here. The next thing about this base, which is kind of unique, is this double scatter shot with the wizard tower in the core. So this means there's a lot of splash damage in the core, and he will nicely abuse this. So freeze for the top side, because he He sees, okay, he won't need too many freezes anymore. And now the next thing which is happening, he's freezing both at the same time, like the scatter shot and the wizard tower. Really nicely done. And now the bats are free to kind of float about the rest of the base. Obviously, there's still a couple of defenses left which can target air, like those archer towers and the Tesla and everything. But still, there are so many bats that should be easily enough. The queen is still alive. There's still tons of Yetis actually going around the base. And since the Inferno Tower is down, this is all what they need. So the healers stay on the queen, make sure that she's nice and healthy. Meanwhile, the bats are flying across the base and flying over all of those Tesla. One Teslas keep staying, but yeah, the Royal Champion is triggering all of the Yeti mites from the Yetis. And this means the Royal Champion is going to be the last remaining defense in that sense, which is going to be alive. But the queen is going to deal with her, and this means this is going to be a triple. So nice job to Eve check, really nicely done. And let's get to the next attack, which is actually to be from Eve Maxi. And he did a queen charge hybrid, and this was like a really nice thing coming together. The first idea I had on this base was like just an opener idea, was to drop the queen over here, because what this does, it's out of range of the expos, but it's in range of the clan castle. So it's a really nice spot to start. And after that, I had no clue what to do. I just liked the opener. And then some of the other guys came up. I don't know who came up with the idea. I'm not really sure. But then one of the other guys came up. I think it was Nick. Maybe. That doesn't matter. So the important thing is that the idea was after that to kind of start the queen walk over there and let the queen walk the entire flank. But then obviously it's kind of thinking like, how do you funnel the queen and what do you do? The idea was just, okay, let's do a super early hybrid. Like just let the queen start over there and then just immediately start with the hybrid into this, king into this, siege break onto this, and this means every single channel will be taken out. So he's starting off with can't even talk anymore, with his hybrid, and then meanwhile the king is going to clear the bottom side. A couple of healers are switching, which isn't too bad. Then at the top side you have the queen, which is going in her channel. He's freezing the bottom side. The king ability is getting used, so everything is funneled over there. Out of the hybrid needs to go in the town hall. So far everything is looking really good. Next rage for the queen, so she's staying alive. Town hall is getting activated. Warden ability really soon. And now the next really nice thing which he's doing. Take a look at the miners. The miners are going right now for the skeletons and then for the Royal Champion. And this is why he used the Royal Champion ability on his own really early. The reason why he did that is just so the Warden ability is not expiring. So really nice off the Royal Champion ability. Now the last skill spell. And you guys can see already, this is going to be a huge overkill. Can already place the cleanup at the top left. One more freeze at the bottom just to make sure that the Royal Champion is not dying. And the double cannon and the wizard towers are the last remaining defenses, which are getting taken out. And this means this is going to be a nice triple for Maxi. Nicely done by him. Really great plan. I really like the hybrid path kind of creating through the base. And yeah, that was the next triple for us. So let's take a look at the last tag, which is going to be from Lex. I would do this in double speed because I would expect him to upload this on YouTube as well. So let's just get through that kind of quickly. This is an old legend base as well, kind of like I attacked the war earlier. And you guys saw this base already on my channel many times. But he's doing something which I like way more than what I normally do. Normally I do this Yeti blip onto this single Inferno tower and then can do the same walk but without wall breaking the queen in. So what he is doing, like his idea on this base is kind of different. What he's doing, he is wall breaking the queen in, take out the Inferno tower with her, let her walk onto the outside again, and then do basically the same what I always did, but he will have the siege perks in combination with his king on the left side. So I like the idea way more than the approach I normally take on this base. So whenever you're seeing this base, do this one, like with wall break and everything, especially with the super wall breaker, it's pretty easy. But the idea behind this attack is perfect, really nicely done. And you can see at this point the base is already wrecked. Like no scatter shots left anymore whatsoever. Even more Hawk Riders are coming in. And yeah, it's just a huge overkill. Minus at the top side, Hawk Riders at the back end. Huge overkill, really nicely done by Lex, and this is how you can easily triple this base. I know that this base is kinda well known in Legend. I don't know if it's in Legend League, but at least in a couple of wars. So yeah, this is how you can triple this base. nicely done by Lex. Yeah, like I said, I was the I was the guy who destroyed the perfect war. So that's unfortunate, but still, everyone in the team won triple so far, so that's pretty nice. And well, GG's to everyone, and let's be excited for the next weekend. I hope this is going to be a nice tournament for us. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are excited as I am about the return from Maxi, and let's see what is going to be next in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow until another one. So see you guys until then, and bye bye.